why working hard is a scam and doing 8 to 10 hours a day is quite literally stupid. We don't need to be doing that anymore if your goal is to obtain financial stability and time freedom. Now, the purpose of this video was actually at the request of my viewers, and thank you so much for requesting it because I love talking about this. We're in this exciting transition where you don't have to work physically hard anymore, you just don't. And my question to you, if you do disagree with me, if you work physically hard and you've chased promotions and you've been in a job for 10, 15 years, why are you not rich? Why are you not living life with loads of money in the bank and off retired somewhere at an earlier age? Is the one goal a common goal for us not to be able to stop working at the earliest age possible and then to go and live life on our terms? I think that is the common goal, but the people who disagree with me, I just want to address this. They're old school, they're outdated in their mindset. They don't believe that you can work less hours, earn more money. Don't get me wrong, back in the day, the baby boomers were buying property for 4 raspberries and 3 pistachios and a handshake. You can't do that anymore, but we are in this world right now where if you educate yourself and you learn how to adopt all the new ways of working, you can work less hours and earn far more money with less risk involved. Now let's start this video off with 5 quotes. Hard work won't kill you. A little bit of hard work, nothing wrong with that. It won't kill you. No, it quite literally is one of the biggest killers. Hard work, burnt out, running yourself into the ground and then becoming ill from it, right? It's a real thing. If the hardest worker was the one that got rewarded the most, the donkey would own the farm. Something like that. A good deed never goes unpunished. Hard work results in more work, and the horse that's willing to carry the heaviest load will always get the heaviest load. I think I got all the quotes there. It's funny though, isn't it? All true. I've done videos on this before, and what I'll do is I'll pop up part 1, part 2, and I think I've done a part 3, and we'll start from now. Part 1, why hard work is a scam. Part 2, I think I have a part 3, and also I've done a video on stop working 40 hours a week. Go check them out. I'll link them in the description. You can go watch those at your own convenience. We are in different times, people. Stop working yourself into the ground. Now, old school versus new school. What does that even mean? Well, once upon a time, in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and well before, maybe that the harder you worked physically, and if you went above and beyond, you might be looked after a little bit more because, employers back then, they needed more physical work being done. But we're not in the 70s and 80s and 90s anymore. We're in a world right now where you can pick up a phone, open up a laptop, you can start a business with 0 money while still working a full-time job, while still building it around your family life, and you can make more money than your job. Now, this is a light bulb moment for all of us. We're in a world right now where if you learn technology, AI, autonomy, systems and processes, you soon start to realise, why am I working physically hard for 8, 10 hours? Why am I giving my life to a job? Now, there were studies done, right? This is totally true. If you give someone 10 tasks, right, just sort of standard tasks, don't have to be anything in particular, and you give one person an hour to do those tasks and another person 8 hours to do those tasks, both of them will get all of those 10 tasks done in the allotted time because they believe that they need to get them done in that time. If someone's working 8 hours, you go in and you might do one task every half an hour or an hour, and you sort of plod about and you'll get it done by the end of your shift. Whereas if you say to someone, you need to do these 10 tasks in an hour, you can get it done. And that's the difference. Since working for myself, really in my early 20s, but I was able to leave my job in my late 20s, I work far less now than I ever have done, and I have more time freedom now than I ever had before working in a job because of the way that we can work. I've done videos on this. I'm not going to go over the information I've already covered, but it was rigged from the off, pushing us, Henry Ford pushing people towards that 8-hour working day so that they could produce more, spend less time at home, but produce more. Output was higher. So we do need to start realising we're just not living in the day and age where if you go above and beyond, you go in early, you stay late, and you load more lorries and you dig more holes and you lay more bricks, the more money you're going to make, the more you're going to be looked after, the better quality of life you're going to have. You're not. You're going to break your back. Look, I have a friend, right? Bless him, and he's one of my closest friends, and I've known him, gosh, like 17 years. He'll never watch this video, but I love him to bits. But a prime example, he is still in a physical business. He's late 40s, and he hasn't transitioned out of the business role that he's in, which is really labour intensive. And I can tell you now, his back is killing him. His back is absolutely destroyed, and he's only in his mid 40s. But he hasn't transitioned. Unfortunately, he hasn't learned about social media. He knows nothing about AI, technology, the way things have advanced. He hasn't marketed himself. He hasn't outsourced. He hasn't given low value tasks to other people so that he can work on the business, not in the business. And he's mid 40s, and his back is broken. I have so many examples in the comments where, and I'm very blessed that you're able to share all this with me, but I have people who say to me, Aaron, I'm 51, I'm 52, I'm 61, I've only realised now that hard work doesn't pay off. I've been let go. I haven't got enough money to retire on. I wish I'd have known this earlier, and it is true. And I don't blame people for not knowing this, because this is just evolution, right? This is just the way society and the economy has changed, and COVID sped everything up. But people are waking up, and this is something else we'll talk about. People are waking up because of the amount of information that is out there, that it quite literally is stupid to be bending over backwards for an employer. I mean, it just is. Honestly, I'm not just saying that. Like, it is stupid to be working your socks off for someone who will just get rid of you. And let's just call it what it is. You're a number. We're all a number. Well, I'm not anymore because I'm not in a job, but and I'm not saying that to be funny, but that's the truth. I only answer to myself now. But when you are in a job, it doesn't matter about your title or how long you've been there or what you've done. You are a number, and you are replaceable in 72 hours. So you have to start thinking more calculated. Work on you. I mean, I talk about this all the time. We're in a day and age where you can literally monetize anything and everything if you know what to do. If you know how to market, if you know how to sell, if you know how to build autonomy, if you've got a voice, you gain some attention, you can build a funnel, build a service or a product, you can start replacing your job in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 months. And that's when it gets really good. The other thing is like the mental health issues to working too hard. You actually feel knackered, and you get home and you haven't got your energy for your loved ones. That's the other thing. And again, I go back to the goal in life is freedom, is it not? Do we not just want all the freedom in the world? Like, for some of you that obviously follow me and you watch my YouTube post, I've just come back from Tenerife. We're literally going to Mallorca in the next couple of weeks. Then we've got Disney. And the thing is, I've built my life not around having the biggest company, millions of pounds on company's house. I earn great money for the life me and my family wanted. I built autonomy and systems and processes around it so that I can remotely work wherever and things still happen without me having to physically be in it. And I use the leverage of outsourcing, to freelancers and other solopreneurs. You can do this as well. Come on, people, let's wake up and start working on yourself. You don't need to be exchanging 40 years of your life to build someone else's dreams. Again, I just want to say, I'm not knocking a job, because I have to remind you, I did really enjoy my last job. But here's the thing, I had moments in my last job where I did realise how vulnerable I was. There were several moments where I had these, there were several moments, but they were wake up light bulb moments. And I realised how disposable I was at any given moment. I was very sort of close at the time. Again, I was young and naive to this one guy who I used to work with. We used to have such a laugh. We used to get on, no problems. And one day he turned on me, and I was invited into some investigation meetings. It was over absolutely nothing. But I couldn't believe that I'd been called into this investigation meeting, and he actually went against me and Did I take it personally? Yes, at the time I did. But what I've come to realise, especially as I've gotten older, it wasn't personal, it was the game. It was a game of survival, and I was a threat to his job. So I realised, Aaron, you've got to stop putting time and energy into this company, because before, you know, look, I've got incredibly hard work ethic. I outwork anyone in my field and what I do, and I love it, and I'm so passionate about what I do now. Again, another benefit when you work for yourself, you love working hard on yourself, which is a smart work, but you love it so much, right? But moments like that one in particular, and I've had many more. I had another guy who turned on me in the 9 to 5 later into my career, and I did 7.5 years in employment. And I had many of these moments where I just realised, yeah, I'm a number, got to get out. Don't go above and beyond, Aaron. Don't do the overtime, don't do the step up roles. Just be very conscious about working on yourself. Things I'm telling you, you probably are already aware of, right? I'm not saying anything that's a revelation here. None of this really is brand new. But I'm reminding you that we are in different times. Again, replacing your job is not a million miles away. I promise you it's not. It's so close, but it's how you manage your money. It's how much money do you actually need. I don't need £10,000 a month, but I earn more than £10,000 a month because I've just evolved. I've just kept learning about business, finance, entrepreneurship, service, products, e-learning, systems, processes, automation. But most people could escape their job at the small tune to £2,500 a month. You know, and you could obtain freedom. So look, I just hope this video, if it's done anything, I just want to wake you up and just remind you that, one, it's never too late. You know, based on your age, it's not. If you're thinking, oh God, you know, I'm too old, or, you know, it's too late for me to learn new tricks, it's really not. I would just really focus on automation, really learn about AI, systems and processes, sales and marketing, and working yourself close to that service or product that you could sell 4 or 5 times every week, build a system or a process around that selling, and then scale it and outsource, reinvest into yourself, you know, reinvest into yourself. Sorry, I got bored here. If there's 3 things that I can give you again in this video, it's number 1, work out every single day, because working out really helps you get in the mindset to go and win in life. It really does. Number 2 is educate yourself. Just learn, read a book every single week, learn something new every single week. And then finally, network. Build your network and include business owners, entrepreneurs, investors, successful people, go-getters, all these types of people. Get them in your network. Now, at the end of this video will be 2 tutorials. Quit your job and build an online business. But just for the record, it's actually build an online business whilst working your job. I just did that for the thumbnail because someone actually brought me up on that the other day. Why is the thumbnail saying quit your job and then build an online business? Well, it's a thumbnail, isn't it? It's, you know, it's to capture people's attention. And then the second tutorial is what business models can replace your job. Watch those tutorials. They'll be available at the end of this video, and they will give you all the tools, the resources, the information to go on to build your first side business and hopefully full-time business, to go on to live a life where you don't have to work 8 hours. Because believe me, yes, in the first 2-3 years of putting yourself in a better position, yeah, you're going to be working many, many hours. But if you do things right and you learn and you evolve and you adapt and you implement, you can get to days where, you know, and I'm very blessed now, where days do become 3, 4, 5 hours per day. And that's not in one go, that's, you know, sporadically throughout the day, or, you know, sometimes I work 4 hours straight, it really depends. But you can travel, you can live life on your terms, and you're not at the mercy of asking permission for a day off. Like when I go to Mallorca, I mean, when I was in Tenerife about a week and a half ago, I earned great money while I was literally laying on a sun lounger. Does that seem cliche? Yes. Does it seem a bit gimmicky? Yes. Is it a bit social media kind of generic image of earning money while on holiday. Yeah, it is, but it is true. Like, you can do that. Like, I did earn a great amount of money that week while I was away. In Mallorca, I'll have things systemized. I'll have processes put in place. You know, my team also will have things going on while I'm away. So you can work less, which means you can retire early and then live life. And that's honestly all my mission, my message and my goal on YouTube is to wake you up. And I'm so grateful that 95% of people that my content reaches wakes you up or supports and assists you. And of course I get the 5% of people that just attack me and you know, try and pull me down and just go against everything that I'm saying. And you know, that's part and parcel. I take that on the shoulder, you know. Water for ducks back at the end of the day, because that comes with creating content, and hate never ever comes from above, it only comes from below. Anyway, my good people, this was a chat and some information going over a couple of old videos and the content covered in that, and it was at the request of you, my lovely viewers. Until next time, I just want to say as well, I'm so grateful to have you on my channel. I'm really glad to see people in the comments saying, Aaron, I'm resonating with you, it's no BS, it's authentic, because that's how I'm able to do all these videos, and I will continue to do them because I know that it's helping. I can see it, I hear about it, and I wish every single one of you, even my haters, all the best. Till next time, if you did like the video, please do like and subscribe. Peace out.